Hello, good afternoon, Mr. Governor, Director General, and Mr. Chairman, and the Chief Statistician and Director, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you at the Central Bank of Malta's Binyala Parelli for this short but significant event commemorating Malta's achievement in fulfilling the requirements for adherence to the IMF Special Data Dissemination Standard, SDDS+. Ours is also a way of celebrating another milestone for Malta in publishing statistical information of the highest standard. We will shortly have three short speeches as follows. The opening will be delivered by Professor Edward Cicluna, the Governor of the Central Bank of Malta, followed by Mr. Etienne Caruana, the Director General of Malta's National Statistics Office, and then by Dr. Carl Camilleri, the Chairman of the Malta Statistics Authority. We will then have the closing remarks from Mr. Bert Krusche, the Chief Statistician and Director of the International Monetary Fund. After, there will be time for the media for any questions that would like to ask about the subject. I will now leave the podium for the Governor for his opening speech.
Distinguished guests here and also in Washington. It's a pleasure to see old friends. I'm in a small island here. Once we take people working in at the central bank and at the statistical authority, the NSO, it's combination of people with cross-fertilization of ideas, and such a meeting shows the cooperation can take us to several places. Nowadays, doctors tell us that we're as old as our arteries. Now, what has this to do with statistics? Because I believe that institutions, international institutions or local institutions such as the NSO and the central bank, are as good as the data they publish, And when you say good, we're talking of comprehensive data, timely data, and reliable data, economic and financial, and especially in an environment of continuing financial and economic integration. So, with enhanced level of transparency, because that's quite important. So, I mean, data has various degrees, and it's really, really a pleasure and something to be proud of that we have completed this project of participating with very few others, but still the number is growing, advanced countries, and we're proud that to be part of this group of advanced countries who have managed to join the IMF's project to the SDDS plus. As I remember it as GDDS, and then it's S because it's special, and now it's plus. So there are always improvements, and the fact that we have managed to comply with the standards in order to be part of this group show that our standards are similarly high. So I'm not going to give data because, the information about it, because there are enough people here competent and detailed, and they've worked hard in it, so they can be better at describing it. All I say is that, I always look forward to improving our data. I always tell the story that as a student, when I was in Toronto, I was impressed. I was invited in a hotel full of business people, all paying a very high fee. And this is 45 years ago. And they were just there to listen to the quarterly forecast. So at that time, there were no yet desk computers, but it was done. And I always dreamt that we strengthen our quarterly data. In fact, the other day I was talking to Mr. DeMarco about it, that we still needs improvement there. I look forward to good quarterly data, which would allow us quarterly forecasting models. Nowadays, models are we'll find them all over the place. It's not like 40 or 45 years ago. But the need is still there, you know. We still have the quarterly review at the central bank. We have the updates on a monthly basis, and we have our forecast as well. But it's good if we were to have a quarterly, a real quarterly model. Again, models are very hard to find for our, thankfully there's the EU with its own methods and other institutions and the rating agencies as well. But, we have our own, model, and we are at the moment, it was Friday that we had a meeting with our colleagues from Macerata who are going into new domains for different types of models for different type of purposes. What I have information in front of me is that the bank will be entirely responsible for the following categories: financial soundness indicators, the other financial cooperation survey, the debt securities, the currency composition of official foreign exchange reserves, and sectoral balance sheet. And then there are 3 other categories where we're cooperating with the NSO to produce them, namely the general government gross debt, the coordinated portfolio investment survey, and the coordinated direct investment survey, leaving the NSO entirely responsible for its own speciality, the general government operations or the public sector operations as relevant. So once again, I thank all these familiar faces here. I know they are all hardworking. I still remember, them very well, and I'm very pleased that you've gone in on a project which requires a lot of hard work, and that we have completed it successfully. So here we are celebrating that occasion. I'll give it now, Ivan, to the compere to continue. Tell us who would be next for presenting, making a presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor. Distinguished guests. During the past years, NSO has been investing a lot to modernize its systems and improve the quality of its statistical products. Just to mention some examples, there's been a lot of effort in order to improve the balance of payment statistics in collaboration with the Central Bank of Malta, incidentally. Several improvements in national accounts, addressing underreporting in international trade statistics, business surveys, structural business statistics, to mention an example, and many other efforts. I would also like to acknowledge important and ongoing horizontal improvements which are improving the way which we are operating and delivering higher quality products to all types of users. To mention some legislative changes, which entails as well a revision in the current MSA, Malta Statistics Authority Act. This is being done in parallel with the EU regulation on statistics. We recently acquired the Certificate for Information Security. We are installing new IT transformation project, IT systems for better management and higher security, better use of administrative data, and documentation of and automation of statistical processes, standardized quality reports. All of this material is available online on our website. Just to mention the recent events regarding dissemination, we recently launched a rebranding exercise, which entailed new website, and very soon we're going to launch an online database system and more statistical products, which go beyond EU regulations. In fact, nowadays we're investing much more on sustainable development goals, just like our EU partners. Significant work is also being done to strengthen the national statistical system, and this requires strong collaboration with all stakeholders, that is data sources, as well as other stakeholders that are joint co-pilots of official statistics. This is a typical example. In fact, the certification, as the governor rightly pointed out, would not have been possible without a strong collaboration with NSO and the bank. We look forward towards reaching this level of strong collaboration with other stakeholders, possibly, obviously, public entities, and shortly, I'm hoping as well, private entities, which includes, of course, data sources and other stakeholders for production. I am also very pleased to note that international organizations are also acknowledging our efforts, and this is leading to important results and stronger ties and collaboration. Again, I give some examples, like, for example, there was a positive outcome in the last Eurostat peer review exercise. A report of this exercise, of this peer review, will be issued in the coming weeks. We are more active, more participation in international meetings, workshops, and task forces, and technical task forces. And obviously, I mentioned this very, very important event, the acquisition of SDDS Plus certificate, which is why we are here today. And in this respect, I would like to highlight the strong, the great effort that NSO and Central Bank did in order to achieve this certification, and take this opportunity as well to thank IMF technical team for their support. I take this opportunity as well to remind the audience that actually we recently, I believe it was last week, we launched a new SDDS Plus dedicated page on our new website that basically includes all the indicators available within this, under the certification. Finally, I needed to mention as well the importance of the European Statistics Code of Practice. As I'm sure you are all aware, NSO takes pride in adhering to ESCOP, European Statistics Code of Practice. And in particular, I believe the certification reflects our commitment to all the principles of European Statistics Code of Practice. In particular, the certification reflects our commitment to quality, impartiality and objectivity, sound methodology, relevance, accuracy and reliability, timeliness and punctuality, and accessibility and clarity. Obviously, this shows that Malta's national statistical system, that entails NSO as well as all our statistical partners, is moving in the right direction, despite obviously being a small country, our resource constraints and ongoing continuous challenges. Finally, I would like to take this opportunity to thank all those who worked very hard during the past months so that we achieved the certification, and we can hold, and obviously we can hold this event today. I would like to thank the Central Bank for their continuous support, especially with this project. Thank MSA, take the opportunity to thank the chairman as well as the deputy chairman for their continuing support. And finally, IMF for helping us reach this goal and acquiring the certification. I will look forward for more challenges ahead and more examples of success stories like this in the future. Thank you very much. I now give the floor, to the chairman.
Good evening, and thank you for attending. As mentioned by the governor, this is a group of colleagues here or friends. Most of us have gone through the same stages in our life, so we are here together to celebrate this event. I am pleased to announce that the NSO has managed to achieve this milestone by becoming a participating member of SDDS Plus. Malta will be joining here 30 other countries who are already members. Many of these countries are world affluent economic nations. So we are part of this group now, and this entry into this program is a commitment on our part to provide detailed and timely information of the real fiscal, financial, and also external sectors of the economy. The need to participate in such a program stems from the fact that policy decision makers require in-depth and timely information about the state of the nation's solvency. Hence, the new standard requires additional economic and financial statistical results with a prospect of improving the information for financial stability analysis and crisis prevention, always in the context of an ongoing economic and financial integration process. And that is why this new standard is aimed at countries with systematic important financial sectors, as the one in our case. This was all possible thanks to the improvement in our national statistical system, particularly access to national administrative databases over the last few years. Over the years, the authority has worked closely with NSO to improve both accessibility and quality of our databases, with the objective of reducing burden response. We also believe that good administrative data is a keystone for improved statistical quality and timeliness in our data. Thus, these, I think, are two founding principles of any national statistical system to be in place. Equally important is collaboration between the different entities, the NSO and the central bank in this case. In both instances, I think this is very, very important to ensure that we make the best use of the resources which are available in our small country. Once again, I note the dedication and professionalism of both the national statistics people and also the people from the central bank towards the production of official statistics. As an authority, we are committed to ensure that the NSO has adequate resources to participate in this program and others alike. Through such initiatives, I think that we can fairly demonstrate that there is a big importance in producing good quality statistics. Participation in such IMF programs are important for us to expand on our statistical networking footprint. Finally, a word of thanks to the members of the IMF who will shortly be addressing this event. And I take the opportunity to thank all the people in our department, the NSO, in the central bank, and also the people from the statistical department of the IMF for their support and advice throughout this process. Thank you all, and I pass the floor to the IMF representative to address the event. Thank you.
Thank you. Can you hear and see me well? Okay, let me start. So thank you, Governor Skikluna, Director General Caruana, Diricen, Mr. Canieri, for having me here today. I'd love to be there in person. Sorry, I cannot. I've been visiting Malta twice and really like to be in your country. I'm delighted to be part of this important occasion to announce and recognize the milestone for Malta's progress toward greater data transparency. Malta has today achieved the highest tier of the IMF Data Standards Initiatives, and the initiative is a globally recognized framework that sets the bar for global data dissemination. As we heard before in the previous speeches, Malta has become the 31st IMF member country and the 16th country in the euro area to adhere to the Special Data Dissemination Standard Plus, also called SDDS Plus. Over 15% of IMF membership now participates in the SDDS Plus, which was introduced in 2012 in response to the global financial crisis to bolster data transparency for domestic and global financial stability analysis. For context, the IMF Data Standards Initiatives, launched in 1996, promote data transparency as a global public good by encouraging countries' voluntary publication of key economic data in a timely and disciplined manner. And today, the Data Standards Initiatives have a nearly universal participation by IMF members. Countries participate in one of the three tiers of the IMF Data Standards Initiatives, depending on their statistical capacity, and advanced through the tiers over time. First, the Enhanced General Data Dissemination System, EGDDS. Second, the Special Data Dissemination Standard, SDDS. And third, the highest tier, the SDDS Plus. Under the SDDS and the SDDS Plus, countries voluntarily commit to observe the requirements for data dissemination. With more stringent requirements over the SDDS Plus is a commitment to the highest standard of data integrity, data quality, greater data coverage, better periodicity, and better timeliness of data. And since subscribing to the SDDS in December 2009, Malta has continuously worked to upgrade its data dissemination and data quality standards. Today's achievement is a testament to Malta's commitment to maintaining the highest level of data transparency by disseminating the broadest set of macroeconomic and financial data. Malta's adherence to the SDDS Plus will provide a richer canvas for macroeconomic and financial sector analysis, facilitate discussion with major stakeholders, and inform policymaking. It could also help bolster Malta's standing in international capital markets. Evidence has shown that markets reward countries for improving data transparency because it reduces information asymmetries, which in turn lowers the sovereign risk premium. And lower risk premia help reduce government borrowing costs, freeing up fiscal resources to achieve vital social economic goals. So I'm happy to be here and congratulate Malta on reaching this important milestone. I thank the staff of Malta's National Statistical Office, the Central Bank of Malta, and the Treasury for working diligently with us in bringing this milestone to fruition. As I conclude my speech, I would like to emphasize my primary focus is on statistics and data-related matters, and I'm more than happy to answer eventual questions. Thank you.
Okay, so after listening to what our distinguished guests have had to say, it is now for the media to ask whatever questions that would like to put forward. All right, so with that last intervention, we bring this event to a close. I thank you for your attendance and for your attention, and I wish you a good day.